The question of hunger isn't always loud, but the answer is always the same. I need nourishment. And in Delhigh, New York, something is feeding on the populace. Not just killing them outright, but merely taking what it needs and leaving the rest behind, desiccated and emptied. Agent Deacon Miller has done what he always does. Met the local law, learned the rhythm of the town, learned what questions not to ask. And then with one phone call, change comes. A morning light, a college campus, and a problem no one wants to name out loud. For whatever is hunting in Delhigh isn't afraid of crowds. It isn't afraid of daylight, and it's getting hungrier. Experience says this should be manageable, but instinct says otherwise. You're listening to the ShadowGate Bureau, Hunter's Moon.
You wake up the next day after a dreamless sleep.
Thank God.
You feel very well rested. Come out smoking my morning cigarette, smoking the first cigarette of the morning, and like all smokers that I know, Sheriff Marla hands you a boiling cup of black coffee.
Yeah, buddy.
No milk, no sugar.
Nope.
All right, let's go over to college. You want to take my car or yours?
Let's take mine.
All right. Ah, sick. She walks over,
Yeah.
gets in the passenger seat, and kind of just sits there and like, can't see, but it's nice.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The bureau didn't give me a booster seat.
That's
or anything
okay.
like
Don't
that.
fucking patronize me.
Well, you know, I'm sorry. I'm gonna a little bit though. Just
Let's go. You drive on over to the Ag and Tech,
Yeah.
a SUNY school. You go down Main Street, you make a right as you come up to the hill that the college is on. SUNY Ag and Tech is it's a new type of school.
Okay.
A lot of it has to do with like the tech world, so like very early learnings of like what does it mean to like these new computer things and like
Oh wow, yeah.
the
we're at
agricultural
70.
of like you see that they have like large animal like buildings, and you see that there's 4 main halls. There's McDonald Hall, Catskill Hall, Jerry Hall, and the Clark Field House. She pulls you up on the side. Jerry Hall gets out. Like, all right, Professor Heinline's office is going to be on the 2nd floor. You can go talk to Janine. She's the reception at the front desk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to see if I can catch some fucking hippies smoking marijuana. You all good with that?
You got a quota to meet or something?
You got your job, I got mine.
Just in case I need to get a hold of you quickly. I'm going to spend a psionic dice to telepathically link us together.
Oh, shit.
Just in case. So I can't even remember how this works. I think it's like a number. So I have a number of them equal to my proficiency bonus, and I believe it's called like psychic whispers.
Sure.
It's like not on my character sheet.
Psychic whispers.
Yeah. So that is my soul knife rogue abilities.
I've got knife hands.
I got knife hands.
When we were pre-roll, you guys missed.
Oh yeah, you missed
Seth and I
good shit.
going on and doing bits.
For some reason
a
we got
long
stuck
time.
in like the Kiwi accent. Like, oh, you go freaking knife hands.
Got knife hands.
That and then our Jamaican.
Oh yes. So in the backstory,
Yeah.
I'm not going to cut this. In the backstory, he goes down to Cuba, and for some reason, I started doing a Jamaican accent, and then he started doing it too, and it was Deacon Miller,
Deacon knife hands.
the knife hand,
The knife man.
he killed the Obia.
Killed your beer with the knives in the hands.
And then I very much was reminded of Brad Pitt's
Meet Joe
portrayal
Black.
in Meet Joe Black.
Yeah.
Will be a man.
Will be a man.
All right, so Psychic Whispers, shooting more and more creatures. Yeah, 1 psionic die. You have, it's a D8,
That is most excellent. Okay.
a number of hours equal to the number rolled.
3. So
3 hours.
3 hours. We are telepathically linked for 3 hours.
Creature must be within 1 mile.
1 mile. Okay, cool.
Yes, so your non-psychic training fails you. You can psionic power can help you when you fail an ability check with a skill or tool with which you has proficiency.
Nice. Cool. Okay. Then, yeah, just before they leave, I will telepathically connect and finish off my cigarette, flick it into the
There's
ashtray.
very clearly like ashtrays, like standing ashtrays. This is the 70s.
Yeah.
And you're just like that.
I'll flick it into one, like just
With your dexterity.
shot accuracy, just my +9.
Marlo just goes, cool. In her brain. You enter Jerry Hall.
Mm-hmm.
You see immediately that it is, like everything else in this town, a revivalist building that is built. You have one desk in the center and then two very big staircases. You can see about 3 floors as it is an open plan. There are offices and classrooms on each floor. And you see kind of, it's early in the morning. These are college kids. There's not a lot of people here yet.
Yeah.
You see that there is a woman with this kind of hairdo that should have been popular in the 60s, but she's still rocking it. And she's got these big old glasses and she's kind of like filing her nails. And she has the word receptionist Janine Harrow.
Janine?
Can I help you?
Hi, Janine. My name's Deacon Miller, and I'm looking for Professor Heinline.
You're one of those. Okay. Second door on the left on the second floor.
Thank you, Janine.
Please sign in.
I will pick up the pen, write my name.
Yeah.
I don't write. I use a burner name.
Okay.
Actually, should I have introduced myself as Miller?
I think you did.
Yeah, screw it. I did. Too late now. So I'll sign in. Or actually, I won't sign my name. I'll sign just like a random.
Sure. You sign a random name.
Yeah.
Janine does not look at it and just continues filing her nails and smacking on her gum.
Amazing. I love her.
She directs you upstairs.
I just want to look over my shoulder at her for a minute and just observe her.
You observe her and she just kind of smacks on her gum and you see that where there would be in our modern world a laptop, like that, she is very clearly reading a book and then once every kind of couple pages she turns the pages and continues that.
I love it.
Do you want to look at the book or you want to keep going?
I do want to look at the book, yeah.
Your passive perception of 20. It is a Harlequin romance novel.
I'll head upstairs to Professor Heinlein's office.
You go up the stairs. You see that along the wall there are dozens of academic deadlines that are posted and clubs that you can join and advertisements for whatever.
Guitar lesson.
Yeah, everything. Drum circle meeting at 2 p.m. today. It's the 70s. This
Drum
is what
circle in the quad.
Yeah, of course. Ultimate Frisbee practice.
Yeah.
At 3.
Oh, jeez. Hacky sack gathering.
Hey,
dude. I think hacky sack was the 70s. Was it the 90s?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
Hacky sack.
When did the hacky sack come up?
Whammo
invented the hacky sack.
Who?
Whammo.
Who's that?
They made you know why the Super Bowl is called the Super Bowl?
No.
Because of the Whammo Super Bowl.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
For nearly 70 years, the Whammo, the hula hoop, frisbee, slip and slide, super ball, trackball, silly string, and hacky sack.
Yeah.
1970 was the hacky sack. So indeed, there is hacky sack competition.
That's what I thought. I was I'm pretty sure it's old.
This door is locked in front of you.
Okay.
A center window in the center of the frame. Going into, or looking through the window, you see that there is a man seated, turned around from the door.
Yeah.
Stacks of papers, this great big desk. Blotting the walls are examples of horticulture designs, drawings that you would see in early Mesoamerican kind of Native American drawings of various different plants and harvesting practices, and he's kind of just writing away in a book.
Cool. Okay. And what was the message that he sent to the sheriff again?
He just
that's just to meet him. That's all he wanted.
What she told you is you got to meet him.
Okay. Cool.
And it turns around and just, probably early 50s man, slicked back hair, rimmed horn spectacles, the tweed jacket with the elbow patches, khakis.
Fuck yeah.
White shirt with no ties kind of undone.
Nice.
He has a little pin on his left lapel for SUNY, the State University of New York. That comes in, unlocks the door. Hello, are you the Miller, Deacon Miller?
Professor Heinlein.
Yes, hello. Guten Tag, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Outwardly, Deacon does not react. He's too practiced, but inwardly, immediately suspicious. Because how old is this guy?
Early 50s.
Okay. old enough. Interesting. All right, cool. I was told that Professor Heinlein does have knowledge of the other world, right? Or does not have knowledge. That's right. I was told specifically he does not. Professor Heinlein, I'm Agent Miller with the Environmental Protection Agency, and I arrived yesterday. The sheriff told me that you wanted to speak with me this morning, so I wanted to come by and, see what aid you could provide to the ongoing investigation.
Well, come in. Yes, please sit. And he kind of, you see that there is a couch that is covered with open books and pages, and he kind of goes quickly, I am so sorry for the mess. You are an agent of the Environmental Protection Agency. Interesting that you would investigate a murder.
Yes, well, with the Environmental Protection Agency, the murder. Well, it's right now we're still trying to determine the exact cause. The nature of the incident suggests that perhaps local wildlife is involved. So I'm just here as a representative to facilitate and ensure that everything goes according to plan.
Right. I assume that you know, I've sent several letters to the local EPA office about the nitrogen levels in the soil here.
Shit, do I know this? I don't know any of it.
You have no knowledge.
No idea what he's talking about. Oh, the books. That's right. Is there any
Passive perception of 20. This is a person that is investigating and looking into plants, animals, depictions of plants and animals in the past. This is a person who has fauna and flora on the brain constantly, and you see that he is not only going for academic sources, but for legends. And,
interesting.
And it's very strange for someone who doesn't know about the other world.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Yeah, that definitely piques my interest. So, you spoke to the nitrogen levels in the soil. Do you believe that has something to do with, as I understand it, the sheriff has already informed me, and from your letters, of course, we understand that there's been some unusual activity, unusual growth of some of the local flora and fauna. I'd love to kind of hear your unbiased opinion.
My unbiased opinion is that we are experiencing a potential for an explosion of fauna in the area.
Really?
Yeah, the nitrogen levels in the soil, I don't have to explain this to you, but I will anyway. You have, when you have a food pyramid, the activity on the bottom dictates the activity on the top. When the growth of the bottom of the pyramid explodes, it means that the whole pyramid is going to get bigger. And I worry if we have, such as I told the sheriff, that if we have an explosion of prey animals, we should expect a explosion of predators. And I am worried for the dairy on the side of town. I am worried for the school children that go out at night. And with the hunter's moon that has just shown up, I am very concerned.
What do you believe the moon has to do with anything?
Well, and he goes over and picks up the book. The Iroquois people have a legend that says when the hunter's moon appears, it is a time to put away and to gather the harvest and lay low, for that the hunter of the wilds is out. And to not stray too far from areas of inclusion and safety. And I am worried.
And you believe this Iroquois legend is based in truth?
Yes, I do. The natives have a way of communicating with things unsaid and things not academically accepted. The idea of religion is not so stringent to have purely Christ as your figure. There are things in this world, like the Japanese have Shinto, and my people had kobolds originally, spirits of the home and of the land, that we should pray to them. And I fear that we may not be doing enough to thwart this or recognize this.
Of course, but Professor, these are all mythological creatures. They're not founded in any sort of reality.
When
I'm intentionally pushing against him because I'm trying to get a gauge of how.
You want an insight?
Yes, I do.
Cool.
Does he believe that am I getting the sense that he believes these things
roll
are
me
real?
insight.
18.
Looking on his face, he darts back and forth from the paper. He's looking very clearly at you. He looks at your entire getup. You get the sense that he believes in what he's saying, but he's more trying to convince a person who he doesn't think understands.
Okay. So, Professor, if I'm understanding correctly, you believe that whatever's responsible for these is maybe connected to the explosion of flora and fauna that have come here, and now with the advent of the moon, you believe that an old Iroquois legend is somehow partially involved?
I know you are a man of science, and I am also. I do not look at data and simply throw it out because it seems farcical. There are things in the way that we understand them that are easily explained by science, and then there is what I refer to as magic, where we may not understand what it holds, but it may just be because we don't understand it quite yet. During eclipses, the Aztec and Maya feared cosmic or even divine danger, blood and vows to steady the heavens. Some say it was the Aztecs, maybe the Maya or the Inca. It's not really my area of expertise. And it returned, and they were able to map and learn that the gods demanded and had a cycle of recovery and of hunger and trying to rejuvenate the moon. One I know is not true, now that we know that it is tidal shifting and the idea of when the moon goes behind the sun and everything. But Cortez, for example, said that there would be a massive eclipse. And if you don't give me food, and because he knew, he was able to manipulate. I believe this is their series in reverse. The Hunter's Moon is telling us something that we should heed without need for scientific embridlement or support, but we still should do it. Understand you?
I understand.
He looks at you and kind of, why are you staring at me?
Tell me more about this Iroquois legend. What do you know?
It's what I have told you. It is the Hunter's Moon, and he goes and this book is much older. It looks to be, and he kind of like very gingerly is holding it. I can't read the Latin translations of the native tongue. I believe it's Algonquin, maybe Mohawk, Oneida. I'm not entirely sure. This isn't my field, but this book was written by a Quaker missionary visiting the Haudenosaunee people. Hardly reliable, but enough for someone like me to make inferences. Basically went and said that sometime 200 years ago, there was a beast that walked here. It came after the Hunter's Moon, and if there was a hunter who took too much, they turned into something. And they ravaged the land and whatever. I think personally it was a blight or chronic wasting disease of the local white-tailed deer forest, or maybe a fungus that grew. Representation through storytelling.
Sort of, as you said, a metaphor or...
Correct, yes.
Sort of an allegory.
Right.
I'm going to turn on my otherworld vision.
He looks normal.
Okay. Oh, man. Do I want to do this? Professor.
Yeah?
What if I were to tell you that there is more to your story than I think even you quite comprehend or believe?
Kind of looks around.
Is this, by the way, is this like if I were to tell him, would that go directly against my directives?
It's not one of those like prime directive things from Star Trek or anything. It's frowned upon
to tell people about the other world without. I don't know if I give a shit right now. Yeah. You seem open-minded.
Yeah?
And I'm just going to reach out my hand and I'm going to summon one of my soul knife.
Are you here to kill me? I had nothing to do with the war. I was not there.
I'm not here to kill you.
Also, how did you do that?
I'll dismiss it. I'm not here to hurt you.
Did one of the children tell you about my husband? We have not told the populace because we did not know.
It doesn't bother me at all.
Oh, okay.
The legends that you speak of, the creatures that you speak of, they're real. Push the book back towards him. Is there any like pictures or anything like that of the beast or like drawings? Can I flip through real quick?
Yeah, you
find
flip
something?
through it. The book depicts an emaciated frame, frozen flesh stretched tight, fingers like claws. But here, in this book's drawing, the original missionary appears to have scrawled antlers above its head and erased the jaw. Whatever the thing truly is, the word beside it reads, Wendigo.
I'll point at it.
Yes, the Wendigo. It is a cannibalistic creature when a person who has eaten another person's flesh and goes crazy.
All legends come from somewhere, Professor.
Yes, it's science.
And, well...
Are you saying the Wendigo is real?
Yes.
That all of this is real?
As are kobolds.
The Quetzalcoatl, the kobolds. That was something my father used to say to get me to brush my teeth.
Oh, they're quite real. I can assure you.
Crazy men. You are crazy men. You're telling me that this is real? What was this? Was this a magic trick you learned in the circus?
Oh, boy. I'll expend a psionic energy dice, and I'll speak to him telepathically. They're not circus tricks, Professor.
What is happening? How are you talking to me in my brain?
Because there are those of us here who have abilities, who can see things that others can't.
Okay.
And considering that I'm not here from the Environmental Protection Agency.
My God. And he goes and sits down at his desk. Finally.
Oh, since you are, well, I've been doing this a long time, and people who usually get as close as you, well, eventually you find out anyway.
He goes over to his desk, opens it up, pulls out like a clear bottle of schnapps.
Yeah.
Ugh. Gott in Himmel. If these monsters are real and,
then the Hunter's Moon is perhaps real, and whatever's been attacking the hunters here is also real.
Oh, my. How do we fight? What do we do?
Well, that's what the knives are for.
Okay.
But, I may need your help. Explain to me, what do you think's behind the... do you think it's all connected, related?
I believe so. And he flips through a couple more of the old pages. There was in these old Algonquin accounts, or rather the missionaries' interpretation of them, the moon is called a spirit that must be fed. The text insists they gave the dying and the guilty, but the language is all a Latin translation.
So they would feed it?
Essentially. They say it sleeps after it's fed for a time.
How often does the Hunter's Moon come around?
By my calculations, every 100 years.
All right. Does it say anything about where this creature sleeps, where it comes from?
Sorry, I'm still reeling from the fact that all of this is real.
It will take some time to adjust.
There is, I have always been told that there is a cave up on Ryder Hill, not too far. Federal Hill is in the same mountain range or hill range as Ryder, and the children of the local town and my students go up there and smoke the marijuana, and they tell of... Did smoke the marijuana get you? They experience a feeling of dread. I understand that when one imbibes in the marijuana, that you get a little panicked or a
paranoia.
It seems to elevate this feeling. If what you have said is true, perhaps I would check there. I have described this to Sheriff Marla, but they are lazy, as it were.
Well, maybe that's why I'm here now.
No?
So, well, Professor,
yeah.
Do people bother you here because of you and your husband?
No one knows. That's why I was surprised when you were asking.
Huh.
No, we are neighbors above where he owns the good cheap food in town, and we have separate apartments that are linked in the middle. This area of the country is not as enlightened as others, but hopefully, through time, I will be able to live my true self.
One day.
Yes.
Well, Professor, there's a lot that I've told you.
Yes, I'm very
It's gonna
surprisingly calm from my world being rocked right now.
It's going to set in
Right.
over the next couple of days.
Right.
If you have any questions, and I presume I have like a card or something, so I just slide it over. Anything like this crops up again, or if you have any colleagues
Right.
who in academia throughout the other universities who run into similar problems or who have anomalous data they can't quite explain,
Contact you?
Yeah.
Okay. For now, I will be your man in the chair. Researching.
I like that.
Thank you.
Professor, thank you very much.
You too, Herr Miller. I need to sit down. And he goes and sits down at his desk and... Hold on. And he stands up and opens the door and... Janine! And she goes, yeah? I need you to cancel my classes today. She goes, all right. I think my classes are canceled today, so I'm going to go talk to my husband and tell him what I know. Don't tell my husband.
I would not recommend it.
All right. I will go get a slice of pizza. He opens the door and stops before leaving and turns back over to you. Looks you in the eyes. Looks at the book. Looks back to you. I knew a man who had a look in your eyes like yours once. And I know that he carried the world on his shoulders and it broke him. I can tell you are a good man, Herr Miller. And he claps you on the shoulder, says, now, I need a beer and a pizza.
In spite of the feelings that I am fighting, I smile. Just slightly. Thank you, Professor.
Yeah, you're welcome. Drive in. Goes to the door, opens it for you, and steps outside and locks it behind and starts with a very pep in his step, walks down the hall, goes down past Janine. Janine, auf Wiedersehen. And Jean goes, yeah, bye. You fucking Rockport guys are always just so fucking peculiar.
I'll go find the sheriff.
You walk outside and you see that she has two kids sitting on the sidewalks, their arms crossed, and she's just kind of like scolding them like, I don't understand. Like, I get it's a plan. It's illegal. You're in college. You're not even from here. You're from downstate. You should know this. And these kids are just like, whatever.
Yeah. Whatever, man. You're part of the system.
She starts writing a ticket, and you see that one kid off, and then she's just like, just oinking at the sheriff.
Amazing. I will smile, or I will just walk over to the sheriff. And, all right. Well,
Find what you're looking for?
Yeah. The professor thinks that, well, let's just say there's a lot of things.
All right.
A lot of things all connected. Told me about a old Iroquois legend having to do with the moon. And, well, I think there's a few things at play here. I think that...
She's going to roll a history check.
Okay, cool. So there's some local Iroquois legends about some kind of creature that emerges with the hunter's moon and typically is placated by feeding it people who broke rules. And considering our John Doe was it was poaching, hunting without tags, I think it's all somewhat connected. So we're going to head up to Ryder Hill, and we're going to see if we can find this thing.
Ryder? Why?
Apparently there's some kind of cave up there. Some of these students go.
Okay, yeah. I know the cave you're talking about.
Yeah. So that's as good a place to start as any.
Yeah, I'm going to have to call, I don't know if they're in town. Probably time. I'll probably have to call the family that lives up there, because technically the cave is on their land, but it's next to federal lands. We have to walk through there. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
What's his family?
Sternlegs.
Sternlegs.
Yeah, they're from downstate, somewhere on Long Island.
Do they live up here, or is this a vacation
house? But they're up here now.
Okay.
Typically, We like to make sure that they're all right. They're, you know. So,
well, yeah, they're coming up from Long Island.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, you get in your car. Marla looks at you and goes, all right, here's some directions. You're going to take a right out of the college, go down here, and you go down. And you start going back along the street, Route 10, to where you came into town. And you go down and you go past the hospital. You go past, and it's like right on the edge of town, and you see in the distance there is the dairy that you pass.
Oh, right.
Town. You see on your left, there is a river that you see, and you see it's a spring day, and there's nice trees coming down and everything. And on your right, it's just okay to make it right here, and you see that there is a sign for painters. There's a guy just painting, and you go on right on Peaksbrook Road. Peaksbrook Road, and on your left, you see that there's a tiny little babbling brook.
Amazing.
Pack of children just outside playing, and they see you coming to get out of the road. Go over Peaksbrook, up Ryder Hill, and you look, and Ryder Hill is very steep. There's a house to your right, but you look up and there's no guardrail, and it's just lines of trees, and it goes up about 800 feet with about 1,000 feet in elevation gain.
Whoa.
There's not a ton of houses here. There's maybe a little hunting shack over here. The next thing up, you see there's a nice looking house someone's building, but no one's living in it yet. You see on your left, as soon as you get to the top, there is this brown house with this big old porch, and you look in the kind of yard, and there's two boys. An older one probably in his early 20s. And then what looks like a high school age kid. And he's throwing a ball back and forth with what looks to be his brother. And and they wave and look up to you, and you see the mailbox and everything, and you go up, and you see at the end of this road where there's indeed a fence. So basically a line of trees that go up dirt road into a fence that's kind of converging into an area where there are stone walls on both sides.
Okay.
And you kind of sink it into the stone walls of this gate. And you turn off to the right, and you see this massive log cabin.
Oh.
Big old window, something out of something that came out of a catalog.
Yeah.
Very beautiful. And you see this bright blue Buick and a old 1960s Volkswagen Super Beetle that's a little soft gray. And you see two people walking outside. It's oh shit, okay, we got this. They're actually leaving, so this should be perfect.
Okay.
You see an old man, thinning hair, kind of portly, a woman, short hair, leading a girl, maybe 15, 16, into a car, a younger boy, an older sister. They all pile into the various cars. Marla gets out, walks over, says some stuff. Do you walk over with them?
Oh, yeah. I'll walk over.
You walk over, and this family gets in the car, and the gentleman stands out. Yes, how can I help you? And Marla says, hey, Mr. Sterling, just looking to go to the back of the property. Got an agent from the EPA here. We're just going to do some work. Shouldn't take more than an hour. I promise to stay off the property. And goes, oh yeah, we're heading back down to Long Island. Feel free. And the kids are staring.
You're right. Just all the little hands on the back of the Buick. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, I'll look at the kids. And does the couple look quite a bit older?
They're not old.
Oh, okay.
The man looks a little.
For some reason, I got the picture of grandparents with grandkids, not parents with kids.
No.
Okay.
These are parents and their kids. They look a little older, just because they're a little bit more traditional. But you do look at the man. The man's not really looking healthy at this point.
Yeah.
He's his skin's a little sallowish.
Okay.
He's overweight, but he looks like he hasn't been taking care of himself.
Interesting.
And you look inside the car, and there's a massive stack of cigarettes in the ashtray.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Guess kills.
He goes, yep.
Just because I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn on my other world vision.
You look at all these kids, and they're all human.
Cool. Okay. All right. Just kind of looking up at the cabin, and I'm starting to now that we're getting close.
Yeah.
Just by habit,
Yeah. Look at it. It's a very beautiful, full-size garage, like double car.
Nice.
Look at the side. Look, from what you can see, there's like a very small cherry tree. The deck is huge. And it's got fake grass on it. There's like an upper level.
I am gonna approach the dad.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, hi, my name's Agent Miller. I'm with the Environmental Protection Agency. Yeah. We're doing a little bit of work. I've heard.
I have misspoke. Their name is not Sternlick. Their name is Weibel.
Oh,
that's in my brain. No, my apologies.
Okay. And what's it called?
Weibel.
Weibel.
It's a German name.
Okay, Mr. Weibel.
Viebel.
Oh,
Weibel. That's Sternlick.
Weibel.
For those in the know, I'm sorry.
Oh.
And you'll understand why in a second.
Interesting. Okay. So for the Weibels,
yes.
I'm going to go up to Mr. Weibel and
Philip.
Philip. So Mr. Weibel, sir. Hello, my name is Agent Miller with the Environmental Protection Agency. I was just curious. You're up here on Ryder Hill. Have you noticed anything strange about the wildlife these last couple of weeks? Any interesting behavior, any odd sounds?
This is a vacation home. I mean, the kids have been outside more than I have. I've been working in my office.
All right. Do you mind if I speak with them just briefly?
My children?
Yeah.
Why?
All right. I just want to know if they've seen any animals behaving oddly. We're doing some research in the area regarding particularly odd amounts of nitrogen levels. It's all very scientific and technical. Just wanted to see.
I'm from out of town, and my children are not really what you would consider outdoor.
Well, if they've been outside, I was just curious if they've seen it.
I would rather you talk to the people who actually live here, if that's okay.
Oh, and you don't live here?
Well, this is a vacation house.
Right. Oh.
Right. Oh. You might have better luck with the people down the road. Yeah, Joe he's an outdoorsman. He's a hunter. He'll tell you all you need to know about that kind of stuff.
Is he like...
You look at he's very clearly just trying to get out of here.
Yeah. I'm gonna push. I'm just gonna be like,
sure.
Mr. I totally understand. I understand you probably want to be on your way. Just 2 minutes just to see if they've seen anything odd. That's all.
He looks over to Marla, the sheriff, and Marla's just kind of like, "Come on." And he goes, "Fine, 2 minutes." Opens the back door of the car.
I'll just sit down. Hey guys, my name's Agent Miller, and I'll show them my badge. And I was just talking to your dad here, and I know you guys did some playing outside while you were here on vacation.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys see any animals that were acting weird or strange, or see any animals of any kind?
He goes up and says, "I saw a rabbit."
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Was he? And how was he? A big rabbit?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Did you get close to him?
No.
Oh, okay. So he ran away?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other animals or anything?
Middle child speaks up.
Yeah.
I saw a deer.
You saw a deer?
Yeah.
Was it a big deer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Did it have big antlers?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah? Was there anything else odd about it?
The older child speaks up. Don't do that. My name's Trish.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so Trish, the middle child, speaks up, and she goes, she looks up at her dad, and she goes, "I was out with Chris, and we saw a deer, and I tried to get close to it, and it ran away." And Philip goes, "A what? You were out with the kid down the street?" And as if on cue, your passive perception clocks that there is a small boy, the high school age kid, who is peering around the road.
Oh, gotcha.
Who's kind of like, "Oh, shit."
Oh, okay, cool. How old's the middle-aged kid? Like high school age?
High school age, like 16-ish.
Okay, so they were out, and the dad's like, "What?"
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
I really appreciate your time, and have fun back home.
The older kind of. Do you have like a badge that we could have? The younger goes, "Yeah."
Do I have a badge? I was like, "Oh, shit, what do I got?" I said, "I don't have a badge, but I got these," and I'll give them my card, like with
your number on it.
Yeah, with my number on it, whatever, sure. And I'll just tell them like, "Have you ever
What's
seen anything?"
the EPA?
That's the Environmental Protection Agency.
Oh.
So we make sure that the animals and the environment are all protected.
Okay.
That's why I was asking you about animals.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just thought you like animals.
I do like animals. I like animals quite a bit. But yeah, I just want to make sure they stay safe and that they stay far away from, we got to make sure everybody exists peacefully together.
And on that, Philip closes the door and goes, all right, that's 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Enough of your commie bullshit. Let's get the hell out of here.
Oh, boy. I love it.
This adventure draws from Algonquin and other Haudenosaunee traditions. As a warning about hunger and greed, we adapted the Wendigo for storytelling purposes. It is important that we respect these living cultures behind these stories and offer our condolences for what has happened to them. I've been listening to these episodes and these edits as I've been recording these outros, and it brings me such joy. I find myself smiling listening to this episode. It was an honor and a privilege to be able to not only record it with Seth, but have it be edited and scored and all the other things. And I couldn't thank the people involved in this project enough to really bring this to bear. This is the third of our episodes. We have one more episode after this premiering in 2 weeks from now. So we'll see you there in the finale of Hunter's Moon. Thanks again. Bye.